Is going on? This is AlTone, and today I want to share with you this awesome ground vehicle RC radio from Radiolink. They sent this guy out to me because I'm about to do a speed run challenge online with this little car here. This, so far, from everything I've seen, I've done a lot of research on their radios. I didn't know anything about Radiolink until I received this, as well as a couple of one of their RC aircraft that I've been flying, which is phenomenal as well. So this is the RC6GS V3. So this is the version 3 of this particular radio. It is super nice, and it's a 7-channel radio. So it can be used with if you're doing a speed run car like I'm doing, if you're using it for things like RC construction vehicles in which you have a bunch of servos on up to 7 channels that you want to be able to control different things. You can use it on boats. You can use it on all kinds of different ground vehicles. I imagine you could possibly even use it on a couple of air vehicles if you really know how to program it. And all of those 7 channels are basically independent in that you can change the programming in the radio to get those channels to do the different things or functions that you want them to do. Not only that, but this particular one, they also sent me out the receiver, this battery, sent me out the receiver, and this one is the R7 FG that actually has a built-in gyro, which is going to be perfect for helping keep this car straight. Oh yeah, and not to mention, you can also use it with drift vehicles, and a lot of people, I believe, are doing that. So it's just a beautiful radio. Nice, the screen, a display screen here on the top gives you a bunch of information. It also can hold programming for up to 30 different ground vehicles, which is fantastic because I do have a few other vehicles that I want to build. I planned on getting a really nice ground vehicle radio, and now I have one that I can use for those different purposes. You've got a bunch of switches, a 3-position at the top here, another 3-position at the top here. You have your throttle trim switch, an auxiliary trim switch on this side, and then you have your steering trim here. Your throttle button, your channel 4 is a button. It's a momentary switch. Then you have your an SWD switch here, which is also momentary. Then you have a potentiometer here. You have a bunch of knobs on the top, your on-off switch on this side, a USB connector, your DSC, which should allow you to do a couple of different things, but the main one that should allow you to do is if you're training somebody, you can use that as a trainer port to be able to connect another radio to train someone on how to drive and that kind of thing. It does have a nice little place here for the lanyard because it does come with this nice Radiolink lanyard, which I will be attaching to it, which is going to make it easier for me to carry. And then your battery compartment is on the bottom. Now, I've already taken it out because I don't believe in using AA's or AAA's any more than I have to. But you can power this guy with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with 6 AA batteries. This is the battery tray. It'll go back in the box for storage in case I need it later. Or pick up a LiPo battery like this one. I have a 500 milliamp hour LiPo with the correct connection on it. And this is the little connector that's required that plugs into the battery compartment here. And it's a very large battery compartment, so you can fit a very large 2S battery in there with this type of plug, which is I think it's a JST. I think that's what it is. JST plugs right here in the bottom. And make sure that you plug your positive into the positive, negative into the negative. It actually shows you that on the bottom of the radio. And of course, if you're using a smaller battery, you can just make sure that you have the space in there. But you can get a larger battery to give you a lot more runtime. And then, of course, your steering wheel is nice soft padding steering wheel, so you can drive your RC vehicle for a very long time without a whole lot of fatigue. And I think that is really great. So I'm really, truly looking forward to getting into the programming of this radio, seeing what it can do, and seeing what kind of things I can set up. So it's hopefully going to help me to be able to get faster speeds out of this vehicle so I can at least place in the top 5 or so as I'm doing my speed runs, and I'm really looking forward to it. I absolutely, truly thank Radiolink for sending this guy out to me. I'm telling you, this is probably one of the best ground radios that I've actually tried out so far, and I'm really, truly thankful for it, and I'm looking forward to getting a ton of use out of it. With the ability to be able to not only program up to 30 vehicles in this radio and then being able to select them depending on what you're driving, that's more than what most people are actually going to need, unless you just have a lot of money and a whole lot of cars, and then maybe you can get a second one of these. So thanks so much for coming by and checking this out with me. I will, like I said, be doing additional content on this guy in the future, because again, I think it's a fantastic radio, and I've heard so many good things about it, as well as range. It's got a really good range on it and all of that. So I really look forward to sharing more about this radio in the future. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate you. Hope that I've helped you in some way. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you again in a future video. All I know is the steering adjustments and stuff that I made seem to have worked out pretty well. I'm happy with that. And so let's go ahead and stop and read. We're still at 34 miles an hour. Interesting.